Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of 10 Minute Tuesday. If you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe. And today's guest, I got my boy Ben in the building. Ben, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. Appreciate you taking time out today to record.
Yeah, this is fun. This is exciting.
Yeah. So we've done a number of these, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Ben, if you could introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, so I'm Ben Fetters. I am a power platform architect with a small Microsoft consulting company of about 12 people now. So we're going strong. I've been in this world, in this Microsoft world, data world, for 6 or 7 years now. So I feel a little bit more experience, but still got some ways to go. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited to share some thoughts and some things I've learned and everything. So yeah.
Love it, man. So you talked about being in Microsoft for like 6 plus years, but you had to get your start somewhere. So what really compelled you to get into data to begin with?
Yeah, so I went into business administration at school. And while I was in school, I ended up getting a small job getting into SharePoint, started getting into Power Apps and Power Automate. And I really liked these tools and using some of the things I was learning in school. I got to really see how these tools could help a company out. And so my main thing is I really love making things easier, making things better for people, making their lives easier. And I realized I took forever to figure out what I wanted to do, and I ended up just saying business administration sounds good. Let me try that out. And it ended up being just the perfect thing. And so I've just loved it. I've loved understanding how businesses work, understanding data and making processes better and everything. And so that's what really got me into it. I'm glad I stumbled upon it. And here I am now. So we're still going. But
I love that. I love that, man. That's awesome that, you got into it and then it's like, oh, well, I do like this. Oh, this part of it, I like, problem solving and making life easier. Like, this is fun for me.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly what was it.
Awesome. All right. So thinking about your journey, there have probably been jobs, whether it's, you were a pizza delivery or you worked at the movies or something, right? What's been your least favorite job to date and, what did you dislike about it?
So I had a few jobs growing up. It was hard. I worked at a not lawn, very different, a lawn care business, and it was my friend's dad's business, and I thought this is going to be really nice. I'm just going to mow lawns and listen to music. But I'm allergic to grass, and
Oh,
so
no.
I knew that. I grew up yeah, oh my gosh, and I grew up playing soccer, and if I really needed to, I'd take an allergy pill or something. But I definitely my body was not used to like 8+ hours a day in the grass, and so no matter how much allergy pills I took, it was just miserable. So I was, oh my gosh, if it wasn't for that, I think it would have been okay. That was yeah, that was rough life. Oh my gosh. But I got really tan at least. That was the only
Nice.
part, I guess. Oh
Oh man, that's funny. That's awesome. All right, so there's a concept that I love. It's called failing forward, right? So everything we experience in life is not really a failure. We're just learning from it and making ourselves better. So thinking about your career, what would you consider your biggest failure with quotation marks around failure, and what did you learn from that experience?
man. I think there's been a few failures that I can think of. One of them, I feel like I won't make the story too long, but I was working on a project where we needed to just get a ton of stuff done in a short amount of time, and our team was working a lot of hours on it, but we didn't have the right project management set up to really
Mm.
make sure, hey, even though we're spending all this time, are we making sure we're still getting things done? We're not spending too much time on what we shouldn't. And so we ended up just taking too long. And And as soon as we got a project manager kind of role in place to just help us stay organized with things, then our team was able to really get things. We still were working the same amount of hours, but we were getting more done. We're getting
Mm,
being more efficient. And so something, I guess the failure is uh, I thought that I thought that I could be a architect, developer, project manager. I thought I could be all the roles, but I couldn't. And it was hard. Like I tried to do my best, but I realized it's better to have people focused on what they do best and what they and just to have one role. Like if you try to have someone doing too many roles, it can be super hard. And so I feel like when I just said, "Hey, I'm the architect, this person's the project manager." As soon as that happened, it was like so much easier because I could just hone in on
yeah.
making the thing really awesome, and the project manager, could hone in on making sure we're getting it done in a good time and everything. And so it was a good lesson to learn earlier on. And so now I'm like, I'm not I'm I now I try not to be like, hey, I don't want to be the project manager and try to do all these things. We're a small company, so it's easy for me to say, yeah, let me just take on another
Right.
role or whatever. And so now I know, hey, this project's gonna go better if I make sure someone's helping me. I don't have to try to do everything by myself and stuff. And so,
Yeah.
anyways, hopefully that's a good lesson
No,
to take.
that's great, and I think there's a lot of people, myself included, who have probably shared that before, right? We try and spread ourselves thin, right? So we're the PM, we're the data engineer, we're the architect, we're the QA. You know, we're all these
Right.
things, but somewhere, you know, we're gonna drop a plate somewhere, just because it's too much, like it's just way too much. And so,
Yeah, yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, it's like you're trying to spin a bunch of plates just like
yeah,
that. I love that analogy. You're gonna drop one eventually, and it's just better to hand things off if you can. Sometimes you
yeah.
can't.
If you, sometimes you can, right? Sometimes you just have to do the best you can. But yeah, no, being clear is awesome. All right, so the target audience for this typically are people who are starting out in data, or they've been in data, or they're trying to transition into data. So, what's one piece of advice you give for someone who's just starting out in their career?
I think the piece of advice that I would say is to be humble and just keep trying to learn. Something that happened, I can't remember. I know there's more of a better term for it, but there's this chart that shows, your confidence level and your actual ability, and it goes really high. So as soon as you start learning something, you get to this point and you're like, I am the master. And then you realize I am not the master, and your
Yeah,
confidence tips down, and then it goes up. I don't know if you see, do you know what I'm
I've
talking
seen
about?
that chart. I'm laughing because I
Okay.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, that's like it's a real thing. And so oh man, I always try to just be realistic with my knowledge and where I'm at and what I'm comfortable with. And I like to make sure I'm staying on top of things and knowing, hey, I don't know everything. I want to make sure, do I know all the formulas in Power Apps? Do I know all these different things? And so that I think I learned that lesson earlier on as well. That was nice. I think I was getting too confident, and then all it takes is one job where you're like, oh, I don't know everything. I really need to know some more stuff. And so yeah, that would be my advice, to just keep learning. Don't feel like you know everything. Um, and just keep going, trying to find. YouTube's awesome. Trying to find videos, um, trying to do things yourself. Some of my favorite. Hopefully, this isn't taking too long, but one of my favorite apps I built when I was first learning Power Apps is I wanted to learn how the barcode scanner works. So Power Apps has a barcode scanner built
Hmm.
into it, and I was like, what can I use this with? And I ended up building an app that lets you scan an item, like just the barcode of like an item at the store or something, and it'll look up the item on Amazon or Target
Oh,
or
no
whatever.
kidding, really?
So you can just check the price of it. And I mean, if you get on the Amazon app, it has that too, or the Target app or whatever. It has that anyway. So I wasn't really creating something brand new, but it was kind of cool to, figure it out and learn that. And it was super fun. And I think having fun with things and trying things out like that was a great way to learn. Hopefully that's a fun idea.
No, that's a great idea, which has my wheels spinning on something I could use your help with. So, but we'll get that off record, you know.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome.
That's
All right,
awesome.
Ben, tell me about the most influential people in your life and how they made an impact on you.
Yeah, so I think especially work related, my dad is actually, so he's the owner of our little Microsoft company. I don't know if I ever told you that, but he's just been such a good example to look at. Me growing up, I now that I've been able to work with him, I started working with him when it was just me and him. It was me, him, and he had another contractor, and now we have about 12 people. And it's been really cool to see what he does and how he's had his own company and everything. And so one of the best things I've learned from him is just to be friends with people, to be nice to people. He's always just super real and nice with clients and with employees and everything. And so that's just been an awesome learning experience working with him. I feel like another one I would say real quick is my brother. I always say my brother. He's 6 years older than me. We share the same birthday though, which is cool. That's another story. But anyways, but he's awesome. He's gone through a lot of hard things in his life, but he gets up every time and keeps going. And now he's getting into the AI world and everything. And so he's just doing good. But yeah, those are my two people, my influences.
Awesome. Shout out to Pops, man. Shout out to Big Bro. You know, great people,
Yeah,
great role models.
yeah, for sure.
Awesome. All right, Ben, where can listeners find you at online?
I have, I'm trying to, well, I have a LinkedIn profile. I don't post a ton on LinkedIn, so I think I do post every now and then, but I think the best place is my YouTube channel. I think if people search just Ben Fetters, maybe Power Apps Ben Fetters or something like that, they could find me. I'm restarting my YouTube channel. I do post every now and then, but now I'm really getting into the groove of things. So I'm trying to do just beginner level real world scenarios with Power Apps, Power Automate, and SharePoint and things. So yeah, that's the best place.
Awesome, man. Well, y'all heard him. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him on LinkedIn. Great content. I follow him. Super smart guy, man. So appreciate you taking time out today.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for having me. This is
Yeah,
great.
no problem. No problem. As I said in the beginning, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll talk to y'all next week. Have a great day. Awesome.